everyone, this is Stephanie Manley with Copycat.com. This is one of my Learn to Cook videos where I am actually cooking through my old home economics book from junior high. So I learned how to cook, and so I hope you can learn how to cook as well. Today we're making an entree. We are making tamale pie. So it is a wonderful casserole, and this is a casserole that we're going to put ground beef in there, and we're going to make a taco kind of chili seasoning sauce. We're gonna make it out of onion, tomato paste, canned tomatoes, a little bit of chili powder, some cumin, and garlic. Now on top, it gets its tamale from, we're going to put on a nice cornmeal mush on top. It may not sound super delicious, cornmeal mush, but I promise it's gonna be really tasty. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Okay, so in here we have 4 cups of boiling water, and I am going to add 2 cups of cornmeal to 1 cup of water, and I'm just gonna stir this in. This will make it easier to blend everything in. Now this recipe has the benefit of being gluten-free and dairy-free, so if you don't enjoy dairy or gluten, this recipe is great for you. So the water is boiling. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it, because this is going to give this some nice flavor. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and stick in my cornmeal. All right, and we're gonna let this cook. And so while that's cooking, we can go ahead and chop our onion. So our cornmeal mush is continuing to cook. You need to stir it somewhat frequently while we're going through this, but just stir it every little bit. And we're gonna cook this for about 5 minutes, and this will form the base of our tamale pie. All right, so now we have our base and our topping for the tamale pie done. Now it's time to go ahead and start browning the ground beef. We're gonna put a pan. We're gonna stick about 1 pound of this ground beef into our pan here. We're just gonna brown this up. I'm gonna stick my onions in here now as well. I'm gonna wash my hands, and we'll come back and we'll continue cooking up our ground beef. Okay, so our ground meat is browning up nicely right now. So to this, we're gonna add about 2 teaspoons of chili powder. We're going to add about 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. It's going to add a nice bit of flavor. And 1 teaspoon of cumin. I'm also going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt to this. We're just going to stir it in. Now my ground meat is really, really lean. If at this point yours is kind of fatty, go ahead and drain off the extra fat. But this was, again, pretty lean, so we didn't need to do that. And at this point, we're gonna go ahead and add in 1 can of crushed tomatoes. And we're gonna add in a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. We're gonna stir this in, and we're gonna let it simmer. So once you get this well blended, go ahead and turn it down just a little bit. And then we're going to let it cook, and then we'll get ready to construct our tamale pie. All right, so it's time to go ahead and put together our tamale pie. So I have a 13 by 9 inch baking dish right here. We're gonna stick 1/2 of this cornmeal mixture on the bottom. Now if you really wanted, you could go ahead and use a prepared box of cornmeal or cornbread mix. That'll work as well. But again, this has the benefit of being gluten-free. It's inexpensive to cook like this, and you don't really need to go out and buy stuff that you already have in your pantry. So our layer of cornmeal is down there. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our meat mixture. It smells really good right now too. Now if you wanted to go ahead and add cheese at this point, you could put some in here if you like, or you could stick some on top in the last few minutes of cooking and go ahead and still add cheese to this. So now I'm going to stick on the top part of the tamale pie. We're going to put on the rest of the cornmeal mixture, and we're going to try to spread this out as gently as possible. And now we're going to put this into a 350-degree oven, and we're going to let it bake until the cornmeal is nice and done, and we'll come back in just a little bit with our completed tamale pie. All right, so we have one tamale pie here, and you can see it was really easy to do. So if you enjoyed these Learn to Cook videos, please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you won't miss our next Learn to Cook video. Also, don't forget to show me a little love by giving me a big thumbs up here on YouTube, and drop me a comment down below of what recipe you'd like to learn to cook next. Thanks for watching.